Hey everyone, my name is Gamer Corey and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial video. Now in this video, we are going to be building a tutorial for 1.14.4 and it is going to be a simple iron farm. But this one on average roughly generates about 700 iron ingots every single hour. Now sometimes obviously it's a little bit less, sometimes it's a little bit more, but on average it's about 700. Probably everything you guys are going to need in your survival world, especially if you guys are playing solo survival. But if you're playing on a server and kind of distributing the wealth, so to speak, then this one might be a little bit small, but it'll be a good starting platform as it's really not that complicated to build. Now, obviously, iron farms require villagers and a mob of choice, preferably a zombie. But you guys could really use other ones as well. I'm not really going to get into that in this video because that's not what we're going to be doing. I want to be doing the building process of it. Now, you will need 6 villagers and 1 zombie in order to get this thing to work. Now, if you guys are going to be building a bigger iron farm, you're going to need more villagers. However, both farms that I plan on building only require 1 zombie. Now, the one that we're going to be building today is very simple. There is actually no redstone required. And it's really not that big. However, we do have to build it way up in the sky so that the villagers basically see the iron golem basically completely go away. Now, it is 19 blocks, so we're going to build it at least 20 blocks tall. But we also need to build the containment system down below, or the collection system at the bottom here. So we're actually going to be building it 35 blocks roughly in the air, and it doesn't really matter where you guys put this. You guys can build it over land, you can build it over water. It really does not matter what you guys are going to be using. Now, I do have a few items in my hotbar right now. This is not all we're going to need, as there are going to be some other items that we're going to need later, like slabs and a building block of choice, things like that. So the first thing is, if you guys want to be able to see your iron golems and just everything else, then a glass block is going to be what you guys are going to need. Now, I'm going to be building the collection system out of glass just because you can see everything a little bit better, but it is what it is. Now, in this one, we're going to be using a block of choice, and I'm just going to be using stone. It's super easy that way. This is going to be our spawning platforms for our iron golem. The next thing that we're going to need is a lava bucket. We're going to need a couple things of lava. Actually, just 2 is all that we're actually going to need. So 2 buckets of lava. And you're going to need a few buckets of water. You're going to need a workstation of choice. Now, in this case, I'm only going to be using 1 type of workstation for the villagers. But you can have 3 separate ones if you want to easily identify if the villagers have accepted work and started working. However, if you do listen, you can actually hear the villagers working, so you'll be able to kind of know. And since there is only 3 in each of the stations, you should be easily able to identify that they are truly assigned to a profession. But otherwise, it's up to you, whatever you guys prefer. We will need some signs. It doesn't matter if they're oak or jungle. It doesn't matter. We're going to need some fences. We're going to need some fence gates. Lots of fences, lots of fence gates. That's all I'm going to say. And then we're going to need a few trap doors as well. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of get started. Now, at the very bottom, we're also going to need some hoppers and some chests as well. So you guys probably want to grab those. So at the very bottom here, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to put a couple chests down, like so and like so. Now, what we need to do is we actually need to go ahead and put our hoppers into those chests. And that's really all that we need here at the bottom. Now, we will have to make this 3 by 3, so it's going to be a little off, like so. I'll show you guys what I mean here in just a second. It's actually going to be one little bit, it's not going to be symmetrical is what I'm trying to say. So ultimately, this is what it's going to look like. You can fill this all in, and then we're going to do glass across the top of this so we can actually see what's going on, like so. So you're actually going to be having a 5 by 5 basically bottom area, and it's all going to be kind of filled in. You could actually build this into the ground a little bit further if you don't want to build it up. It's up to you what you guys prefer to do. And the nice thing about glass is if you guys actually put glass above your chest, you can actually access your chest if you didn't know that. If you're going to be using stone and you don't really care about seeing what's going on in there, then by all means, use like stone stairs or any kind of steps there and just place them upside down. It's up to you. Now, this is where one of the water buckets is going to go. We're going to put it in the opposite corner. So if you put the chest over here, you're going to put the hoppers in that corner. You're going to put the water there. We're just going to put one water bucket there, and you're going to see that it's all going to flow towards these two hoppers. That's it. That's all you need. Just the one water bucket down below. That's it. Now, we are going to go up one higher, obviously, because this is going to be the actual collection system. All right. Now, above this one, you're going to go ahead and put some signs. Now, this is going to take, obviously, a little bit of time, just clicking them all down. And then, obviously, we have to... there we go. Looking good. Looking good. And just make sure that you guys are shift-clicking to get these signs down. All right. So now we need to go ahead and build one more higher. And I could probably just actually do this in creative mode. I'm going to try to do it. Well, I'm not going to do it all in like survival because that would take just way too long. You're going to put a bucket of lava in each of the corners. And that's the 2 buckets of lava that you guys are going to need. That's going to basically be the frying system of the iron golems. The iron golems will come out the bottom by their feet and go into these chests here. All right. That's a pretty standard collection system for basically any of the iron golems. I mean, you could actually just do it too big or whatever. If you only want 1 bucket of water or lava, you could definitely do that. Now, basically from here, we're going to do another ring around the rosy of glass here. And then again, you're going to put signs above this one. Now, the reason that we're putting signs here is we don't want the water to necessarily touch said lava because it's going to turn it into stuff that we don't really want to deal with at all. So whether it's cobblestone or because the 2 actual sources will turn into obsidian, everything else will turn into cobblestone. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to put another ring around here. And you can actually basically now build this wherever you want your farm to be. So right now we're actually at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 high. So, and like I said, we need to be 20 above. That's why we're going to be building to like 35 blocks above, because we want the golems to basically fall out, because we need the golems to fall 20 so that the villagers don't recognize that the iron golems are around, so that they'll regenerate the iron golem faster by being afraid quicker. So that's why we're going to be building it so much higher in the air than on the ground. Now, minimum would be 20 blocks from whatever the bottom of the actual collection system is going to be, and that's completely up to you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to break that side, because I'm actually going to build it out this way, and we just need to build it out a few blocks like so. And that works just fine. Well, there we go. That's all we really need to do. And then we're going to put 3 buckets of water here. And it's all going to be running across the top there. See, now you could make it bigger if you want, but that's really all the bigger that it really needs to be. All right, so from here, what I would recommend that you guys do is just build up from the very middle of this area. So too much further this way, and we don't want it to be too much further that way. Otherwise, the golems won't be collected as easy, because the systems that we're going to be building up top are actually going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide instead of 7. And that's why we're going to be doing it. That's why this is 7 long here at the bottom. But we're just going to be playing it safe. We're going to go up 25. Now, typically, I would say 35 from the bottom, but we're already roughly 10 in the air, so that's fine. So we got, basically that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Right there. So that's where you want to be. Now you actually get rid of all this other garbage, or if it's scaffolding, then you can leave it there until the very end. It really does not matter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be building our platforms. So our first platform is actually going to go right here. And our second platform is actually going to be, it's going to be a little off, because it's going to be a little off center. So we're actually going to go 2. You want a 2 gap right here. Now from here, it's going to, like I said, it's going to go up 5. So it's going to be 2 blocks on either side of that. That's going to be 5. And you're going to want to go back actually a couple blocks like so. So it's going to be basically that 5 or 4 by 5 again here. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we're going to go back 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go over the 2 more. So then it's another 5 by 4 platform. Perfect. Now, I definitely recommend that you guys replace these ones. You don't have to, but if you replace them with packed ice, this will actually make it a lot easier for you guys with the iron golems because they'll slide right off of these things. And then you won't have to really worry about the collection system as much. Now, typically, they are going to fall just perfect right into there. If you want to make this bigger, you definitely can. If you're finding that some of the iron golems are actually landing on this glass right here, then just widen it out. It's pretty easy to do, especially once you get it established. In my test, it was pretty rare that the one would actually land on the glass with the 2 gap at the top, but they don't fit through a 1 gap, so you can't always have them falling. So you could make this actually 5 wide, 4 wide, whatever you want to do, just to make sure that you're always collecting it. All right, so from here, what you want to do is you're going to come around to each of the front sides here, and you would actually mimic that the gate, or that this would all be full. And then on this, you're going to put fence gates. So actually, if we just get some fence gates again here, and we're actually going to need the fences here in a little bit anyway. So we're going to go ahead and open those. And we're also going to go ahead and place some more looking that way. And again, you guys can open them however you want. Then you're going to just basically break those center pieces out. Looking fantastic. All right, now at this point, we need some fences. So let's just grab some fences. And you're going to go basically just one out from the ice. You don't want to connect it like that to the fence gate because iron golems can get stuck here in the corner. If you could delete that, they still can fall out right there, which is beautiful. So otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to create 4 spots that iron golems can get stuck in the system, and then it's going to slowly or greatly stop your efficiency on this system. So again, we're going to break that one. But if you want to extend it across and then break it, you definitely can. So you guys know exactly where it's at. You're going to extend it 1 pass, not 2, like so. And it's going to look like that when it's all done. Now, this is where the buckets of water that I was telling you about before are going to go in each of the corners. And you're going to see that the fence gates are actually going to stop it from falling down. So what we're going to do is we can actually build right above it. Now, I am going to be building a little bit above it, a little bit more. We don't want a zombie to be sitting right there. We actually want a zombie up a little bit higher because we need them to basically be out of the reach of the iron golems. Probably right about there is actually where we need it to be. So again, I'm going to grab a block of choice, and I'm just going to go ahead and replace this one like so. All right, so what I recommend that you guys do is surround it with fences and then break that middle one. Now, you could put them in a cauldron if you really want to. It's up to you. Now, from here, what you're going to want to do is go up 2. And then you're going to put another one here. And then what we're going to grab is we're actually going to grab a trap door. And it can be any trap door. It doesn't it shouldn't matter which one it is. It was yesterday in my testing, I was doing oak. And you're going to put it on the bottom of that. So that way that zombies can't get out. They can't get out of the fences anyway. But now just keep in mind that they can get out of the cauldrons as well. The block is actually going to stay here, but we're going to change that to a slab. And the reason that we're changing it to a slab is because if potentially a iron golem could spawn right here. And it also is going to be above the zombie so that it prevents the zombie from being fried during the day. That's kind of what that slab is there for. If you just had the trapdoor, they can burn up. They will die. So a block is definitely needed. So you can either put a block with like a goldstone or a torch above it, or a piece of redstone would actually, like a redstone torch would work, because iron golems can't spawn on anything that's redstone related. All right, so there we go. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab this one, and we're actually going to come out. We're going to go out 7 from this block, but this is number 1. So that's what we're looking at right there. And then we're going to do the same from this one. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so this is where our villagers are going to be spending all of their time. Now, this is really important how you guys follow this. So I want you guys to follow it very well. What we're going to be doing is on this side, we're actually going to be putting a workstation closer at an angle towards where the zombie is at. So again, we're going to be going here and then up one. That's the first working station that we need. I want you guys to build it the same way that I do it, so that way it works just fine. And you're going to basically create like, it looks kind of like a person, kind of just sitting there. So at this point, what we're going to need is we're going to need a couple beds. The ices should not be needed anymore. We're going to put a bed here, a bed here, and a bed here. Looks good. Now you're going to delete everything underneath the beds, but you're going to keep that main block there. So that's kind of what your setup should look like. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So you're going to go out to, again, it kind of looks like a weird looking person. And then we got bed, bed, and bed, and then destroy the 2 blocks underneath each of the beds. So it looks like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our table, and you're going to, now to place it, you would actually be pushing shift, but I'm going to be doing shift space bar because I'm flying. Like so. And then we're going to go ahead and do it on the exact same side over here. Looking good. Now, obviously, we need something here so that the zombies, or not the zombies, but the villagers don't get out. So this is where the trap door is going to come into place again. You're actually going to basically shift click twice so you get one up in the air, and then you're going to do the same thing above the workstation as well. So that's kind of what your system should actually look like so far. So it's actually doing pretty well. And we're going to do the same thing on this side over here. Shift click. And then we're going to go ahead and shift click on this side like so. Beautiful. Now, believe it or not, most of your iron farm is completely done. But this is really about all you guys need. Now, at this point, what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a block above the villagers so that they don't get struck by lightning or anything like that. You're going to go a full block and then over one. And go ahead and delete that. And then that's where the villagers are going to be standing. And at this point, you guys should be all set to bring in your villagers. So basically what I would recommend doing is if you guys are bringing them up here, I put the water stream like here, bring them on top of this bed, push them into this area, and then just go ahead and there you go. Put the 2 trapdoors down. They will get in there. It takes a little bit of convincing, but it does work. All right, so at this point in time, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and spawn in our villagers. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my villager egg. And the other thing that I'm going to grab is a zombie egg. I'm also going to grab myself a name tag. And I'm also going to grab myself an anvil because we're going to need to name our zombie. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw this thing right here above this, and we're going to go ahead and click on this, and I'm just going to go ahead and call it name tags, or we can just call it Zom. Zom is going to be his name. Perfect. Perfect. These guys will spawn babies up here, which they do it really, really fast. So just because there's 3 workstations and 3 beds. So you have to actually, so you're going to have to move them pretty quickly, just so you know. And then we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. And not producing any babies yet. And it looks like they all already started working, which is great. So they got to their crafting or their assigned workstations, and these guys look like the same. Yep, I see 3 the same. Again, this is why the only reason why you put 3 different workstations is so you can easily identify that they did get to their assigned workstation. Whatever block that the villagers are standing on, it has to be one above. So just like so. So just a slight variation of what we need to do. This zombie just needs to go up 1, so it's actually on where the villagers are sitting. And you can choose to put water in here so it bobs, they bob up and down, but you don't really need to have that in there. In my actual world that I started with, I actually don't have the water in here, and it works actually just fine. So let's just wait to see another iron golem fall down into the chute. All right, we got another iron golem right into the chute. Perfect. All right, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to let this actually go for about a half an hour or so. So that way we can double our results. We know that there's actually already 27 ingots down there in a relatively short amount of time anyway. But let's go ahead and see what it produces actually in just about a half an hour's worth of time. Well, all right, guys, it's been actually just like a couple minutes over a half an hour, but let's go ahead and check out what is in our shop. Oh, we just had a golem pop down right before I must have started it. 64 stack and then 46 for that one. And then we got 62 stacks and 21. So basically in a half an hour period, you guys, we had about 27 ingots in there before. So we basically almost got a entire 4 stacks of iron. That's crazy. 4 stacks almost in a half an hour period. So that's 64 times 4. That's 256 times 2. I mean, we're looking at, you know, that's 512 ingots roughly in an hour. And then you want to make sure that no iron golems can spawn above or around the villager or the zombie so that the zombie gets killed. We don't want any full blocks over here except for what they're standing on, so that no iron golems will spawn. And you can see that no iron golems actually landed on the perimeter in a half an hour time frame. So that's absolutely fantastic. But this will serve you guys very well in your survival world, and I do assure you of that. But you can slightly modify it to your own needs. Now, this is expandable if you guys would like. All you would actually have to do is go out basically 20 blocks or 10 blocks from here. So then you could actually build another one. So you'd have another basically set up exactly like that. You would just mirror it here, and you could actually keep doing that all the way down and all the way back if you guys want to. It would just require a zombie for each area. However, in a separate video, if you guys want to make a crazy, ridiculous farm, I'm going to show you guys how to make some that produce a crazy amount of iron per hour. But that is all the time that I have for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video in any way, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it. And you guys, stay gaming.